Hey class, how's it going? Welcome to my house. We're standing in my kitchen right now. But anyway, I just wanted to talk very briefly about some of my research that has to do with infectious disease. There's two things I really want to talk about. First off, for my dissertation, I looked at basically the seasonality of human mortality. It's very morbid. I have a big data set of every single person that has died in the United States from 1975 through 2010, so morbid work. But in essence, what happens is that more people die in the winter than in the summer, and it turns out that's almost exclusively due to influenza. All right, fair enough. So more people die in the winter than the summer, and it's actually by quite a bit. Influenza kills a lot of people. So then we wanted to figure out where this happens. Where do more people die in the winter? And what we thought would happen was that we thought more people would die in the winter, in the north. Makes sense, right? In the winter, people are indoors, coughing on each other, sneezing on each other. It's disgusting. So we thought that infectious disease, that the flu, would spread more rapidly in the north, and thus you'd have more winter deaths in northern cities like Minneapolis. Turns out the exact opposite happened. Minneapolis had among the lowest levels of wintertime mortality. Turns out that places in the desert, the Southwest, places like Phoenix, Las Vegas, Albuquerque, those had the highest levels of the flu and the highest levels of winter mortality. I think that's absolutely fascinating, and it turns out that research that I just conducted shows that cool, dry air often leads to the spread of influenza, and that's exactly what you have in the Southwest United States. So, even though that in the Southwest people are outdoors in the wintertime, we're not coughing on each other in the wintertime, that's still where you get the most influenza. So kind of counterintuitive. Next thing that I thought was interesting is that in Florida, if you go along the Florida Peninsula between, say, Tampa and Miami, some environmental change is occurring. And it turns out that, somewhere in that region, the flu breaks down. So in Tampa, a lot of people still get the flu, especially in the wintertime. But in Miami, that's not happening. So somewhere along this peninsula, and this is actually work I'm doing with two of my students right now, somewhere along the peninsula, there's some environmental change. We don't know what it is yet, that causes the flu to break down. So you have the flu in Tampa, but not in Miami, which is a little bit further south. So we're trying to isolate what specific environmental variables are responsible for stopping the flu. So this is all the research that I'm doing. I'm working in concert with the U.S. Army Research Laboratory and a couple other agencies to help predict influenza outbreaks before they happen. The goal, of course, is to create a predictive model and hopefully save lives. So, if conditions are, look like there's going to be an outbreak of the flu, get the flu shot, do something to help stop the spread of the flu. So that's what I do. I thought it was pretty applicable to today's lesson. As always, if you have any questions, always feel free to let me know. I think that's about it. I've gotten most of your research project topics, which is good. If you have not yet sent it to me, get that to me immediately. And that's it for now. So hope you guys are having a great week. You take care. Bye.